This is a redirect what? This is a redirect video for. I'm gonna restart that. This is a redirect video for Tokyo Ghoul Season 2, Episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, a 5-episode reaction. Super badass group episodes. Click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction, and then come back here to see my full thoughts and theories about these episodes and what might happen in the finale, leading up to the finale kind of thing. So, yeah, click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so joining me, as always, is Try in Discord, and he's gifted us with this lovely sight of the gourmet, which was a very awkward scene for me, because I was just sitting, just like, I don't know what to say, like, just sitting there while he was doing that. And yeah, rip Try. I'll edit all those bits in at the very start, so you guys actually know why. But yeah, so it was such a good group episodes because it was almost like the owl arc in a way, because we actually get to find out who the owl was, more backstory for him, everything. Like, it was just like everything about the owl all condensed into 5 episodes, and it was so good. Yeah, it's such a silly scene. Like, it's just or a creepy, it's everything scene. Like, it's everything. It's creepy. So yeah, overall, I'm happy it was only effectively one casualty. It sucks that it was the owl, and it sucks it was the old man kind of thing, but I'm glad that everybody else is fine. Like, all the other members, like the Black Dober leader and the monkey leader. Those two guys. Like, I'm happy they're still alive as of what we know of. They're still alive. And I'm glad Toka didn't get involved. Toka actually stopped herself, I think, or she just kind of was holding out, trying to figure out what to do, kind of thing. But ultimately, it was too late, or whatever, too early, depending on how you look at it, for her to jump into the mix. So I'm glad she's okay. Currently, right now, Kaneki is going basically 1v30. Kind of, well, 1v1 with On, but there's also a bunch of CCG members next behind him, basically. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. I'm hoping. Okay, so here's my big theory, because or what I think might happen next. So we have this new ghoul, the new owl, whatever, the owl's son, who looks to be what I would describe as losing control. Almost like what Kaneki did when he was going through, like, his metamorphosis or whatever for his new, like, state or whatever, his cannibal state or whatever. It almost kind of looks like that, because, like, the son, the owl, what do I even call him? I guess just, like, yeah, the owl's son, I guess. I'll just say that. He was, like, smiling, like, grinning, like, ear to ear kind of thing. And just, like, it looks like his body was, like, bursting kind of thing, like he was, like, growing, like, as like he arrived kind of thing. So I'm very interested to see why he came to that location specifically. Like, did he feel the presence of, like, his dad die kind of thing, and he had this kind of, like, he's, like, angry, he's, like, rushing in there to kind of, like, revenge sort of thing, or was it a happy accident that he happened to land there? I doubt it, but I'm not sure. But okay, so my big theory is, I feel like because the owl's son is in this sort of ravaged state, I feel like he's going to cause a lot of mayhem to CCG members, and potentially even ghouls. And I feel like the ghouls and humans are going to have to team up to fight against the owl's son. Maybe he was nearby doing some shopping. I mean, he was literally a missile. Like, when he first showed up, he was like a red light going across the sky and then, like, slamming down the building right there. So yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like ultimately something's, like, in the. Oh, I feel like it's the writer girl. I feel like it's her, like, kind of orchestrating this whole thing. Because she gave up the location for the coffee shop. Um, I mean, just like there's so much like that she's always kind of like around, like in the distance, like off, like looking at everything that's happening. So I definitely do feel like she's got something to do with it. I'm not quite sure if it's good or bad. I just feel like she's in it for something. Like she's doing something for whomever. But yeah, so I definitely feel like Amon and Eyepatch, basically, Kaneki, is going to start fighting, and then over the radio, they'll be screaming that there's like another owl that is going ravage, like on like killing people left and right, ghouls, humans, regardless of who they are, kind of thing. And I feel like then Amon and Kaneki will team up to go and fight the owl, and then that was kind of bring them together in a way, like bring the two factions together, because uh, when the owl was dying and everything, he kind of had flashbacks or whatever to what Kaneki was saying all throughout the whole series, I should say, and it just kind of kept pointing towards like him being half human, half ghoul, so he's like the bridge between them, kind of thing. So I feel like this might be like his chance to build that bridge, right? Like just start working with the humans, trying to gain their trust. And Amon in particular is definitely the human to go towards, because not only is he a big CCG member, um, officer, agent, whatever you call him, he also fought against Kaneki at the sewer entrance or whatever, and he saw him crying. Well, yeah, Amon saw Kaneki crying, and he knows about Eye Patch and all that kind of stuff. He's seen him multiple times now, so they have like a rapport, like they have like a relationship in a way, like they know each other, to some degree, anyways. So I feel like Kaneki is back in a state where he's mentally stable. Because what it seemed like was he went overboard. I don't know. Something happened where he became a cannibal, which was the state called uh, Kakuja. Kakuja, right? Yeah, one of those. And so when he was in that state, he's in like mentally like unstable. Like he's just like going savage mode, almost like. Well, I don't think the owl was a cannibal. I think he was just mostly just humans, but he attacked everybody regardless of who they were. Um, I don't think they ever said if he ate any ghouls as well. I mean, it could be a possibility. But anyways, so yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Kaneki and Amon are going to team forces or join forces to fight the new owl, the owl's son. And like when he was like introduced or whatever, as being like the owl's son or whatever, like the green hair with the one eye kind of thing, I kept thinking if we've ever seen a character in the series that has green hair that can potentially fit that category of like the one-eyed um, child. And I, for the life of me, I can't remember if we have or not ever seen some kid with green hair, whatever. I would assume maybe Kaneki's age. Um, Maybe at the school, but at the same time, I don't remember anything. Like if there was, try like a reminder if anything, because like I feel like I am missing something. I feel like we should know who he is. I don't want to say. Okay, that's fine. Um, but I'm thinking like maybe like a background character that we kind of saw like in one episode in season one, or kind of thing, or like something like that, like something like that. Like we've seen them before, but maybe think harder. Hmm. My only your only hint to think harder. um, I mean, the only character we know for green hair is the girl. Um, that's like literally the only character I can think of that has green hair. I don't know, because everybody else like that I would suspect as being like this, uh, owl son, like one-eyed person has to be a human. Because if we've seen them in the ghoul state, um, we probably would have seen them with one eye. Um, so we've probably only seen them in their ghoul side, or sorry, human side, if anything. Um, and nothing really more beyond that. Um, but yeah, like I can think about now was like green hair, like is the writer girl, but like I don't know, like when we saw the owl's son at the very end there, um, he had short hair, like or she had. I guess we don't know the gender, do we? But I feel like it is son. Like I is it? I feel like it is son. Um, maybe that was just like an assumption on my part. I don't think did they ever say gender? I feel like they did, but like at the same time, I can definitely think it's my brain thinking it's yeah. Got people who said yeah. I guess it could be a girl. So I guess it could be the writers or that could be the writers, the girl, whatever. But like again, like the hair was so different, like with the metamorphosis state, whatever. When he arrived, like it was dark green instead of like what her hair is, which is kind of like a light green color. So or kind of light green, kind of a little bit. So I don't know, but again, like I've kind of all but forgotten a lot of like the one-off characters in series one, or season one, I should say. Um, so I'd probably need like a refresh, but at the same time, if I do that, I feel like I'd get like something. I don't know. Well, I'm sure whoever is the giant monster with one eye in the middle of their face, I wouldn't say so much about their hair. Um, hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank so hard, like on ideas, because like I said, like it's been such a long time since I've seen season one, so I'm not sure if the character comes from there or season two. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not thinking of it properly. Anyways, it was a fantastic group episodes. I really really did enjoy it. Like I said, it was all about the owl and his like origins and everything about that. Like so, it was really really cool to see that the mic drop moment where he's like, and he's my son, or where he's. I feel like he did say that. I feel like he did say it's my son or something like that. In the office when he was talking to Kaneki about it. Anyways, so talked about all that kind of stuff, which is really really cool. Um, but it was really cool. It was really like I said, the mic drop moment where he's like, it's that the child was mine or something like that. Like it was just like you're like, oh my god. I was like, wait a second, because like out of this entire time, I've been thinking the owl was going to be some kind of big brute guy kind of thing, because that was like his physique. Like when we see the owl, we see like the physique of the character. So like some kind of big brute guy, but it makes sense that that's all armor in a way. Like that's like what the CCG guys remember, and those two guys have like the kind of body armor. Um, so I could definitely see that being almost like the state that Kaneki was in the Kakuja, that state, like the cannibal state, whatever. Like I feel like that's like that ability kind of thing in a way, like hard armor. Um, I feel like he might have gotten that over time once he got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger kind of thing. Because Kaneki's tentacles, like the two of them, whatever, he grew two tentacles and they looked armored as in addition to his four tentacles. And in the past, we saw that the owl had one of the armed things that he was using to defend himself against everything. But while he got stronger and stronger and stronger, he gained two of them when he was in defense of his kid, basically. So I feel like over time, once you get stronger and stronger and stronger, more abilities become available to you, like in the ghoul state kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, effectively right now between the owl and the owl's kid, I feel like the owl's kid might be like obviously like the worst of the two, because in my mind, I can think the owl being like not only just an old guy, but he's experienced in combat. He knows how to fight. Blah 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 blah. He might be older in age, so he's a lot maybe a bit more slower kind of thing. Um, but his kid is in a way like in his prime. Like he's still like fast. He's like agile. He's young. All of his abilities are like exploding into existence in a way. Like he's like we saw that in a way. Like the thing is kind of like erupting out of him, kind of thing. So I feel like he's going to be more deadly than the owl is. Because he's more unpredictable, and they haven't fought him before. They fought the owl before, and they kind of knew his style, kind of thing. But they never fought this owl form before the owl's kid. So he's going to be a lot to handle. Or yeah, it's gonna be hard to take down the owl's kid. Definitely, I would assume. Um, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Really, is all that. We got to see some a little bit of Kaneki coming back and talking to the old man and everything. And that was kind of cool. We actually got to see Toka interact with Kaneki again too as well. Um, it was funny because when that happened, I was like, they're either going to embrace each other or she's gonna throw a punch, and then she did. Like she threw a punch at him, um, and punched him repeatedly on the ground as well. Yeah, um, but I liked how she went back to her room or whatever, like at her house, and she just mentioned like what, like I'm so stupid, like why did I punch him? Like now he's gonna go, he's not gonna be back, like, or he thinks it's his fault, or whatever. It's like I like that moment where she's like, why did I do that? It's like it's so stupid. Um, there's a lot of cool bits in this episode. A lot of tension too. Like there was a bit where when the first CCG member, the agents, when he walked into the coffee shop for the first time, him and Ray, um, and he was like, talking with him or whatever, and at the very end, he's like, like, do I know you, kind of thing, like you look so familiar. It's like I was thinking then, like I wonder if the old man was like like a badass ghoul person in his younger years, kind of thing, and he's hasn't been able to done it since, kind of thing. But it makes sense now, knowing that who he is, kind of thing, that he is like the owl and everything. But what's even better than that is while one of the fights in season one, the final fight in season one, um, where the owl was there and everything, and there was a whole bit where the owl was talking about how uh, ghouls and humans kind of need to go to, like, be with one another, kind of thing, like they're the same in a way, or however he put it. I can't remember how he put it. Um, I bet you that saying, or whatever, when he was talking to CCG members, I bet you that saying kind of helped the CCG member now that was talking to him in the coffee shop, about his mannerisms and how he talks and all that kind of stuff. I bet you that's how he clued in. Like, do I know you, kind of thing? It sounds familiar, or the way his thinking process is, like, or however he says words, kind of thing. Like, kind of clued into his mind, like maybe this could be the guy, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, after that, after he went back and they had people on the tail and everything, there was a section where the CG member went back to the coffee shop to get like one more coffee, kind of thing. There's a cool interaction with both of them talking to each other and everything, but uh, the tension in the air, like, because like I kept seeing the I kept being reminded of the CCG members outside. There's like multiple of them outside, just like prowling around, kind of thing, just like waiting. I'm assuming just for his like protection, the agent that walked in. But just knowing that they were out there at one time, that entire episode, I kept thinking they might just burst in all of a sudden and just start, like, wrecking house, whatever. So it was very heightened awareness. Like, all of a sudden, I was like, oh god, it's gonna happen, like, right now. But like it just kept like postponing it, until like the next episode. Um, but yeah, it was a fantastic group of episodes. It was really fun to actually watch 5 in a row, basically. And like I said, it was really cool because all 5 were all built around the owl. Like like we got to see the beginning of the owl and like his entire history, and then all of a sudden we got to see the end of the owl and what happened with that and everything. So it was a fantastic group of episodes. I really do enjoy it. Is there anything I forgot to mention? Try. I feel like there's quite a bit that I forgot to mention, but anything major. Major. I don't know. I'm trying to think in my mind. I don't think I remember anything. That was interesting. Yeah, we got to see that one white-haired guy again. One of the agent dudes. Yeah, the I don't want to die. That was hardcore. Um, I can't remember what he was saying underneath it, because there's a little bit of that was translated underneath, and then it kind of zoomed out to him like I don't want to die kind of thing. But it was mostly like saying like I think it was like goodbyes to his family kind of thing, or I love you family, whatever. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, the one CCG agent with the white hair that we got to see again. I wonder if we're gonna see him again in like combat, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, he leaves his blank because there's no words for anything. He just kind of leaves it blank. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting group of episodes and emotional. It was just like, it was everything. I teared up for the badassness of the owl coming up against the army. Like when he first showed up and he started like transforming his face and like just like turning into the owl. Like that was so freaking badass. Like it was so cool, so good. Um, I'm gonna miss him definitely, and I would have wished we've known about his ghoul form, the owl, basically like way sooner, and have Kaneki like learn from him, right? Like a sprawling match, kind of like learning from his style or whatever, and then whatever. It would have been really cool. It definitely would have been really really cool to see him train from or train Kaneki in the way of fighting like he fights kind of thing. But yeah, is there anything else? Well, yeah. Well, not yeah. I was gonna say like something about. Oh, the 2 guys, the 2 leaders, the black. I think the ghouls said black dog, but then the CCG members said the black Dobers, the black Dobers, but it's basically Doberman kind of thing. I think it was hinted at. I don't know who the owl was in episode 1 and the season, and you missed it. Probably did. But looking back, there's one bit that I can clue into right away, knowing that he is the owl now. There was a scene in season 1 where he said, "I need to take care of something," and then he went away. And I thought he was going to join the fight. In reality, he did, as the owl, as we know now. But then before, yeah, and listen to the what? But like after the fight and everything, we saw him underneath a bridge. I think it was. I can't remember I think it was a bridge. He was under something after we saw that. But I never clued in that was him. Like because I kept thinking in my mind like it's gonna be some buff guy, just like whatever, just some strong dude, like whatever. I don't know. It was a good plot twist for sure. For sure. Such a cool character. Waiting for try to type. Owlman disappeared to take care of something. Owl appears. Owl gets injured and leaves the fight. Owl appears again and was injured. I didn't see him get injured. I didn't see the old man injured. Like I saw him underneath like a bridge or something like that, or like behind a pillar. Or I can't remember where he was, but I never got to see. Yeah, I never noticed the blood at all. But yeah, I did say that. I'm like, where were you? I was so pissed. Yeah, so knowing now who he is, it makes sense why he was gone. Oh gosh, but yeah, he's a cool character. I do wish Kaneki learned more from. Uh, I was so hoping Kaneki was gonna show up right near the end and join him in the final battle, kind of thing. Like join the owl, like Kaneki and the owl fighting, like, or I should say, Eye Patch and Owl fighting hand to hand, or in tandem, whatever, teamwork, versing the five agents that were sent forth, kind of thing. It would have been really cool to see them work together to fight, to survive, kind of thing. And I really wanted to see Kaneki go Savage Mode again, because I can definitely see that being a benefit, but I can also see it being a very big hindrance towards his character. Because I say a benefit because of the speed and like ridiculous power that comes with that like side, like the whole one-eyed like mask thing that he has, and the improved tentacles or whatever the additional tentacles. But I say downside because it can definitely mess with his head. Like he's not only eating humans now, he's actually eating ghouls now. So I can definitely see that being like a conflicting mental thing in his mind. But I am wondering where he went. I'm assuming the owl dropped him off somewhere to like clear his head or whatever. We never got to see where Toka's brother went. Never got to see him again. So he's probably off recovering or something like that because he had a big hit or whatever. Or took a big hit, I should say. He's like almost dead, basically. He might be. I don't think he's dead. I don't think. I think they would have showed it if he was like fully dead. But I think he's away recovering, something like that. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens next with Kaneki and Amon and the Owl's kid and the whole battle up there. Yeah, it's gonna be really freaking interesting. So if that is everything, I feel like that is pretty much everything. There's little bits here and there we got to see with Nishiki and his girlfriend or whatever, and who else? There was a bit with Hidame kind of like doing stuff around the place and everything. So yeah, it all leads up to the final 2 episodes. There's nothing more after this, right? Or I know you talked about like season 3 like soon or something like that, but or not soon, but like it's announced or whatever. But there's no OVAs or anything after this? This is it? Alright, yeah, so next week's gonna be the finale, so yep. Gosh, I'm gonna have to do another poll. Jesus. This is like a week of polls, like yes. Hold on. Yes, keep this in mind, yes. Keeping this in mind. Season 2 isn't canon. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what canon would be. Like if the entire season is not canon, right? Like every fact in season 2 is not canon. Like, do we know of any fact that is canon in season 2? Like any information? Or is all of it just like never happened? Like not one bit of info in season 2 like ever like legitly happened. Some characters and stuff. Okay. So the old man basically being the owl is pretty much the only the only thing, because like it was in season 1, like the hints and everything. So I can definitely see that being like a canon. Trying to think of other things that might like probably Kaneki going rogue, pretty much is probably not going to be 100% canon. Also, this new cannibal state, maybe not canon. I'm sure. Anyways, so that's it. I feel like that's it. If there's anything I missed talking about and everything, and you would like to talk or have my opinion on it and talk about it in the comments below, let me know down below, and I will reply to your message and talk to you guys about the thing that I missed. I feel like I got everything, but if there is one thing that I missed, which I'm pretty sure there might be one or two things, let me know down below, and I will talk to you guys down there. Obviously, no spoilers. Don't hint, don't talk about, don't do anything about future content, not only for my benefit, but for, not only for me, but for other people watching this who have never seen the show before. You don't want to spoil them. Don't be a dick. If you do spoil, my admins and everything, moderators will delete your message, and you will never, or I will never see your message again. And Try will totally ban you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week for the finale, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys then. Take care, everybody.